going on, baby? Mount footage from Saturday. We had Josh in town, so that was fun. We'll watch all of us get to beat up on him. And yeah, I think that'll be it. So let's get into it. Snicky, thank you for the follow. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, get out of here. Well, thank you for the follow. What's up, James? Jordan and I starting things off. Ooh, we got Dylan going for a quick inside trip on Alex. Looks like they're talking it over now. Look at Josh. Look at this beefcake. All 223.4 pounds of him. Cole and David. Dylan's looking spry over there, man. So a little single head on the outside, kind of at distance, not really running through Alex, but moving quickly. I think that's some promising, the foundations of some promising technique that we could tighten up for him. Jesus, bots out in full effect tonight. Yeah, I know, Cole. It's funny because, I mean, we've seen you in, positions like this how many times? Double overhooks and standing, and you're not going through your typical motions for a takedown. I know David isn't the easiest to take down, but I do have a feeling that that's because of your current handicap. Still. He just had surgery, though, on his pec. So he's got a lot going on. Josh. What's Josh doing to Mike over there? How'd that happen? Imagine Mike sat. Josh getting... Interesting. Josh looking like he had a standing guillotine threat here. Mike tried to reach up and pull him down out of that, but kind of just pulls him past his own guard. Josh with the over-under pass, but Mike really trying to frame the hips to prevent him from coming up the body. I kind of like that adjustment Josh was making, stepping over the legs. He's in a good spot here. There we go. It's very nice. Stepping over, keeping that wedge underneath Mike's arm and driving up the body. Mike is good at regarding. What happens? Cole and David. Ugh. Cole gets the takedown anyway. Gets behind David. Sagging very heavy on David's right side. Gets the one hook in. And what? Goes for belly down. Cole's the only one in here actively trying to keep people belly down, which is frightening. Alex turning his way out of Dylan's mount. I think I just do a lot of holding Jordan down here, so nothing too exciting. Trying to see if I even had any wind after dealing with a brief cold this week. Starting slow. I don't know what you're talking about. Josh in a good spot here. Topside half guard with Mike flattened out. Some chest to chest pressure. He's got his knee free. Trying to walk Mike's legs, pointing away from him. With this crossface and heavy shoulder pressure, he should have his right hand pretty free. Yeah, you can see him using it on the knee. Could also start looking for Kimuras from that position too. Where were you on Saturday, Ronnie? We missed you. You got swept, I think. It's pretty cool. Alex with the double leg. Oh, David dismounting. I'll be honest, Cole. Oh, very nice. I haven't seen anyone successfully pull the waist like this and get out of this position. Things I think you could do here. Like, I don't see you, especially with a hurt rib, being able to turn David in this direction, but you could sneak this knee, your bottom knee, underneath David and try to, like, realign yourself with him instead of letting him get to that side finishing position for the Katagatame. Now that he's switching up to Kesa, briefly, it looked like you were about to clasp your hands together. I don't mind that idea at all, because it basically lets you do what you just did there. That was really interesting, actually. David goes for the arms, or the legs Americana. But then, yeah, getting him, muffling him and pulling him over in this direction. You would do that. I was gonna say you would do that with that over body grip, and like pulling him in, giving him a big hug, and bridging his face to the mat, and then pretty much ending the same way. He might be, man. Cole shows me a lot of pictures, Cooper. You're going to have to be much more specific. Dylan falling there with some good instinct as Cole gets behind and look where his legs end up. Knees pulled in nice and tight in a butterfly position on Cole's one leg. Good instinct. Doesn't last very long as Cole's able to pass, but I like that he's not landing with his legs extended and leaving his guard totally open. He does. I would agree with that. Lil Dilly definitely does. That's a great name for him. The one with the pit vipers. Maybe he didn't show me that. I don't know what you're talking about. What did Josh do? Josh just pulled, I think. Yeah. And then Bin. Oh, yeah. Bin was trying to defend a Kimura. This is a really tough spot to get into with Luke. It's good to see Bin is not losing his balance here, because Luke is pretty deadly from this position, but he slips the elbow. Very nice. Ends up in top half guard. Mike really working on the single with Danny. Okay, never mind. They reset. Easily getting past Josh's guard. It's so easy to do. And Dylan getting a little too excited to get to the back here. So gotta take your time here, man. And this is white belt stuff, right? So setting up your upper body connection first before worrying about this. In this case specifically, before worrying about your leg connection and kind of just falling over, flopping to the side. You got nothing here. Luke throwing up a straight arm attempt to get Bin moving. And I almost had Josh in an S mount. But he did good to keep me off balance. And then he just bullies me, keeps me down. At least for a little bit. He can't always keep me down. Not forever. And Cole putting Dylan through a good lesson in guard retention. You can see as Cole is grabbing or getting one leg grabbed and controlled, and Dylan cuts around the outside, that outside leg, this Cole's right leg in this case, pummeling up and over, back inside, keeping it between him and Dylan. Ben looking for the standing guard break. This is good. Ooh, good. Really, really nice adjustment from Luke. That was pretty sick. Luke was looking initially at a leg entrance. And maybe because Ben's legs are so short, and I say that with all due respect. He switches to an armbar. And now he's really on the attack. I get up from Josh's attack. We go Uchimata here. No, that was just a garbage Haragoshi that Josh dove through. That wasn't any good. But now more easy guard passing around Josh's guard because it's like Swiss cheese. And then I put on a nice tight cradle here and he taps from it, which I didn't intend. I hope your neck's okay, buddy. Did Ben get out of that? Oh, okay. Another really great adjustment from Luke. Ben makes his way out of this and is able to misalign himself. But Luke gets his hips up very nicely and up over the shoulder. So kind of moving to a rear triangle position here as Ben tries to roll out of this, which he may not really have much of a choice here to go. Look at the control over his hand, right? We went over arm bars in this class, so this was definitely fresh on Luke's mind, but he's got the wrist control, the hand control, and then all he has to do is get that leg back in front of Ben's face, and he's able to get a nice arm bar. But being able to chase that down through that full rotations, always impressive to see, in my opinion. Mike doing some dirty work here. So Mike working with a knee shield. Loads Danny up very nicely. And sits him down into cross ashi. That was slick. Good round. I think Andrew hits me with another one-handed arm drag spin. The arm spin, we'll call it, I guess. No, that's a different move. That already is a thing. It gets behind me, but I'm getting better at denying you your closed grip, and that's all I care about. If I can't stop you from spinning me around, I'll at least stop you from taking me down. Maybe 50% of the time. Dylan on another shot with his head on the outside. Let's see that. I hate this so much, Andrew. Because I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. You know what really helps with this too is like that little head push you're giving me, right? It's not even a snap. You're just shoving my head down, making a quick Little shuffle step to the back. Keeping the distance nice and close. You've really made that move your own, man. It's cool. Shoves me into the lockers. Tries to take me down. What did Danny do here? It's the benefit of slow motion replay. It's like the same shit I'm doing with Danny. Watching him do this same setup and takedown all the time. Working on my defense of it. He would have gotten my lunch money off that move. And then just a low single from me. Can you see that set up? As soon as that leg stepped forward. A little high on the grip, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going ankle pick here, so I guess it doesn't quite matter as much. As long as I just get 2-on-1 on the leg, which I do. Scoop it up. Stand up with it. Even with my head on the outside, notice I'm really kind of driving this way with my head. Going to make it very difficult for Andrew to utilize the guillotine at all, but even if he could, it'd make it very hard for him to crunch towards his right to finish it. And then now, just a dump. Would you get Pit Vipers if Sawyer's that too? Yeah, Sawyer would have to be here. Alright, this weird scramble. What happened? Felt you start going out the back. Very nice hip movement, Andrew. Yeah, that was a cool reversal of the position. And my only hope coming out of this, because like I was thinking, could I go triangle? But there was no way it could happen there. So it was just grab the arm and then start working my way towards the shoulder crunch. I was a long way off from this. I'll start like kind of shimmying my legs and my hips to get my legs back in. Video and chat are laggy tonight. I have not dropped a single frame, so it may be you. For once, it may not be me. But yeah, if everybody can chime in and say if everybody's having bad quality, then somehow maybe it is me. But I haven't dropped any frames, so. Missed. Started to get to there. I got a leg in. There I got the other leg in. Got Luke going on a smother on Josh here. Oh, we were getting pretty close to the wall on that one. I think that's why we stopped. Mike taking Alex's back, breaking him down. Looks like Josh is just eating the smother. Josh eats everything, though. I think Luke's getting frustrated that it's not working. Yeah, he'll finish a whole box of those. Did Luke actually get the smother, though? Yeah, okay, he did. And then Danny works his way to that rear naked choke. Being a little loose on the connection with his legs. Got to be careful with that, just because David can eat that strangle for a little bit, but if you could focus on the hips, he may be able to get out of there. No need to give him an easy way out at the hips. Andrew, that was good movement through this whole thing. Like you shut down what I was trying to do at first. I think my picture's blinking a little bit. Yeah, what the hell? But then right there is as we changed through this, I was able to kind of keep the momentum going. You get your hips up and I just kind of keep going with you as you rise. So it wasn't anything quite like you didn't do anything super wrong there. It was just kind of a mini scramble had initiated. He may have that title already, man. Danny getting a little too low here to make this work. I mean, he could have pulled me down with it. I would give a little bit more push and pull to David here. So as they get up out of this, David's going away from him. I wouldn't advise you to stop David's motion. I would advise you to augment it. Go with him. Push him faster than he's ready for and trip him when you do it. Right? If he's moving forward, you don't want to be moving backward. Make him move forward faster. Got a sweep from Mike. A little butterfly sweep on Alex. Kind of Cole style with those double overhooks. Single butterfly. Oh, yeah, and Jordan rolling with Ethan, this was his first class ever. I think you wore him out pretty good. We got about 30 seconds into our round, Jordan. How did I get on your back, Andrew? Oh, speaking of some push-pull stuff, like I've kind of resurrected this a bit. I hate that I forgot about this for so long, but one of my favorite ways to attack arms from mount to get them, or at least to get them isolated, was to, instead of trying to push them away from the body, what, Cole? The sweep? What sweep? Did you do a sweep? Or my reference to Mike's sweep? Instead of getting the arms, pushing the arms away from the body like you think I'm going to do, I try to pull them across your body. You resist it. Then I quickly go with your resistance and I open your arm up from your body. And I've been doing this a bit more lately. Here you can see me doing it on Andrew. So I'll make my connection. I want that arm to go out in this direction, but you'll see me pulling it across his body right there. I'm putting tension. You can see my arm is acting in this direction. And then I'm quickly switching back. There he's caught onto it at this point. But I'd like to see you guys putting that to work too. It's such a stupid, simple thing. There I did it again, but it was with a little bit of an extra setup, I think. I remember doing this one, and I did something about it differently that made it work. I think I'm still using this cross-side arm. I basically stiff-armed it this way, and I'm trying to feed it. That's what it was. I was trying to feed it to a gift wrap, which is going to really elicit a response to get the arm away. And then I go with it there. That was something new. I had never done that with trying to play that against a gift wrap. That was a very lazy, or that was a Hail Mary attempt to getting the back. It worked out for me, but not the best, not the safest entrance. Yours, that was like, what did I do? I don't know when I did it, buddy. If you're talking about that, maybe. Anyway. I had to run through the armbar we did in class. A few seconds left. Told him you need to learn how to tap. So we good. I gave him a good lesson in tapping as well. Really, it was me showing him how much I tap. But anyway, onward. Alex looking to attack the Americana on Mike right at the end of the match. Thank you, Cole. Even though I'm not entirely sure which sweep it was, unless, like I said, unless it was the one where I kind of rolled up with Andrew. Josh and Andrew. Cole and Luke. Luke is being very, very heavy on the head here, really trying to control your posture. He chooses to sit. Probably good. Probably can't really do much with that foot. Were you looking for the arm drag throw by on Josh, Andrew? Danny onto a rear crucifix. Damn, you guys did a lot here. So typical Jordan side control escape. Just the old get off of me. Yeah, normally I wouldn't think much of this grip that Danny has. You just save it for me, don't you? To drive me friggin' crazy with it. I wouldn't advise this grip that Danny has typically. See how he's at the shoulder, like he's right at the joint of the shoulder, and it almost just looks like he's pulling. But like Jordan, if you can recognize this when you're doing it, like he can only put this to work because you have this closed grip with your arms. I think if you opened your grip and tried to turn towards your left, and it might be difficult with the leg connection, but I can't see. But like instead of using your closed grip, trying to like turn your arm out of this, that grip of his may not be as effective. I'm kind of hypothesizing here, but just because like you've got a really strong grip, he's got a really strong grip. If you were to break that and make your move kind of like you do in a hitchhiker escape, you might be able to take that away from him. Good turning up though. Oh, you should have gotten up. Ronnie's got a grip. He tried to time him easing up with the connection. Easing up on the connection you have with his legs. Okay. I mean, it seemed like it worked. Honestly, the only reason you're still in any trouble is because you got a little static here on the turtle position. Like right there, Danny's away from you. I would be get up out of turtle and face him, you know? Yeah, it's disgusting. It's lazy. Terrible example of what we do. Josh trying to dog bar Andrew here. He's coming off the wall. Kind of whipping him down. Been keeping David at bay. Cole being embarrassing. So now Josh setting up the dog bar. He mentioned this to me because we had both gone for this in some of our matches that day. So Steven, rest in peace. He's the one to talk to about this. I feel like this looks good. I can't figure out why. I mean, Andrew, you may have something to say about it as to whether or not it was tight or dangerous. I know Steven likes to focus. I don't know. You seem like you're in the position Steven would be in. I'll have to think about this one more. But either way, you use that, and typically when they turn and adjust their leg, that gives you the opportunity to pass. So you pass with the threat of the submission in that case. Do we have Insta? We have Mooresville BJJ. That would be our Instagram. Yeah, follow Jordan's OnlyFans too. If you like what you see here. Almost a scissor sweep from Luke. Wasn't tight. Not sure if he was on the leg correctly. Just needed more downward drive. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because, like, I know hip position is obviously important, but I think the upper body connection too. Like, I'm curious if Josh is a little too high up the torso. Because I feel like Steven's always basically entirely focused on the leg. Like, there's no upper body pin there. And Josh kind of looks like he's pinning here. So he might be splitting his athleticism between attacks and pins, and that might be making one or both suffer. That would have been a better name. Z-Boss, are you one of our students? Actually, that's probably a dumb question. You'd probably follow if you were. But welcome to the chat anyway. Josh making his way to the back. Cole making his way to the front. Just has that ankle caught up. Yeah. I can already tell this probably isn't going to work with Luke Cole. And not just because it's Luke, but I'd like to see you progressing with an underhook from this position, because you're in seemingly a good spot. You could lay on a lot of shoulder pressure here, but Luke has the underhooks completely. So from here, you think you're doing pretty well. Like, there might be stuff you could pull out of this, but in the end, as long as, if Luke's able to get you off balance, he has complete access to, your hips, furthering that off balance with these deep underhooks. If you took the time, instead of getting your hips up higher where they're at now, take the time from down here and try to get one underhook. And I think you could be much more successful you'd be much more successful in passing to mount than just kind of driving up the body and hoping you get your ankle free. Nice reversal, Jordan. That was sick. Right here. One more time. Noticing Danny's head is really low. Not just low, but pinned. Like Jordan's got it under his control. Got an arm in the hips to get him going. This is all day. That's easy. Come on, Cole. You're going to start a Gen Z war, and I'm not going to be able to keep up with it, because I don't know what any of that means. Josh looks like he gets the strangle. It's probably a crank over the face, right over the teeth. super cheap. He has. He absolutely has. I don't see anybody else like Baker does a version of that that's a little bit more a little bit looser, I'd say. Like he kind of really pushes you away. Jordan can just like roll with you and stay really, really tight on it. Here I wanted to put Dylan through the paces. We talked about mount escapes not long ago. Look at Ethan going with Ben. I love it. So I really wanted Dylan to work on his elbow escape here. Trying to enforce good habits. You guys should be doing the same. If you catch him pushing his hands away from his torso, I want you guys to stop him, remind him to go through the elbow escape. Don't let him get caught in here too easily. If he's just giving that up, correct him. And anybody else, any of the lower belts. Josh, nice. Jumping around Cole's guard. Josh jumps around Cole's guard the way I jump around Josh's guard. But Cole's handicapped, so. Ben's just dragging Ethan into deep waters. Was it Ethan? I hope I'm not messing his name up. I'm not sure if Josh tried to like dive underneath Cole and elevate him, or if Cole maybe pulled Josh's hips in quickly. But good body lock position he lands in. Got to get both legs pinning one leg here. Yeah, Josh is really trying to dig that arm out though. Cole just had surgery. Ethan, he was... Got it. Josh getting you into a little bit of a... he handled it well. You should be standing guard breaking, Cole. Good recognition, though, of Josh opening up his guard. You tell us, Coop. Who's Luke going with over there? Is it Peters? Yeah, it's Peters. How did I pass Dylan? I don't know, Nick, if you're in this stream, this is an example of one we've talked about a lot, right? Going to spin the leg, but not, because I see the legs come open, so I just step my leg out and then settle in for the pin or for the pass. Notice how I'm blading my hips here, trying to get underneath Dylan's elbow, because I don't want to fight this elbow and give him a good frame to create space and get his legs back in. So I blade my hips in, trying to scoop underneath the elbow, and then I'll advance up the body from there. That looks miserable. Andrew pulling. That was adorable. Cole's trying to be serious. Nice, Andrew. I've had a Traeger for We got it after our wedding. Actually, yeah, it's probably been about, I think it's been about 4 years. And it's been really, really good the 4 times I've used it. Highly recommend it. I feel like it's something we all got to start doing now. As long as Cole's gonna insist on having long hair, we gotta pull on it. I don't remember if I finished Dylan in this rear triangle position or not. He actually did a great job scrambling out of this. Yeah, he gets out. Oh, Josh giving Cole a taste of his own medicine here. Cole not having it though. Did Josh headbutt Cole's elbow? No, he's fine. Ethan went for a last-minute armbar on Bin. Loves to see it. Who's this? David and Jordan? Cole, your response? What did Danny do here? So Luke sits. Danny goes heavy pass. Luke turtles up. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So easier said than done, but I would say get this knee down underneath the torso, not in at the shoulder, because I mean the shoulder's on the ground carrying a lot of weight. So if you take the knee down under, the hip where there's some daylight, you can probably sneak in a little bit better. And then use the connection up here with that left arm to try to pull Luke towards you instead of chasing him up here, because now you have no hooks in. This is never going to work. Luke is just going to like shuck you off of here, which he does. And then now Luke is really good at winning that position when he's, on his knees or coming up from his knees and you're coming up from your butt. Normally that's Luke's game all day. So oh, me and Mike have a great round. This is a fun one. You're on fire tonight, Jordan. Oh, it's attached to my chair, and I keep sitting differently and moving my chair around. Thank you, Cooper. I think this was just, yeah. So this is fun. This is the utility of a good feint, because I wasn't in the mood for lifting Mike up. So level change, not even a great one. Like I'm looking at the mat. I'm just kind of throwing myself forward. This is shit. Don't follow my form here, but I extract from here because Mike goes down to sprawl, right? He's trying to get his leg away from me, sprawl his body down to the mat. As he does, I get out of his way, and I end up in a great spot. And he's like, "Yeah, keep going," instead of just resetting. Mike didn't want to do a takedown round, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, you had prime seats, Andrew. I felt great about it. I mean, I did have to caveat that in my head with the fact that this was, Mike was about to leave, and I said, "No, you're not. Do this round with me." And he's like, okay. So he was very much not 100% here. But that's the best time to fight Mike, is when he's about to vomit. What else we got going on? Luke still controlling Danny. Danny looking for possibly a leg entrance here. I think he's trying to get something set up with this bottom half guard position. I started, oh, that's right. I think I started setting up. Andrew, you saw it. You probably saw what I was doing. I think, yeah, because you were there. You liked the shoulder drop triangle. I was partially trying to set it up because I knew you were there watching, and I was like, if I can get this in front of Andrew on another black belt, that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, I wanted to see. I hadn't tried this on Mike in a while, so I wanted to see how well it would work. But I'm pinning Mike's shin here. He does a really good job not letting me get that arm extended. If I could get that arm pulled up, I would have been golden. But I'm pulling his head up from here, trying to get my hamstring onto his shoulder. There you see me set the leg up behind him, and now I'm trying to drop to my left shoulder. It was really shitty of me, but Mike's also he's not being a good training partner, just giving me this move. He knows better than to just turn into it as that drop happens. So it's probably the main reason why I didn't get it. Now I have the arm extended, but it's just kind of too little too late. So the setup was there, Andrew. You probably saw I was trying to do it. Jordan laying on some heavy pressure on David here. Got Josh and Ben. As soon as I lose it, I try to go into legs. Actually, sorry, I want to see that transition. Yeah. I hate it. I hate how good Mike's leg defense is. Yeah, it felt good in real time. It looks terrible on playback. Luke setting up for his body lock, but Danny disrupting those grips. Let's see if he can keep that going. Curious how effective, like if Luke feels good in that body lock position right now with his foot in its current state or what. This whole exchange was... Oh yeah, this is always bad. Mike starts getting my foot, like he's putting on a tremendous amount of tension here, trying to rip my foot out and get to an Ashigarami that would be much better for him than me. So that took a lot to prevent that, and then I'm super thankful I get up to a top position past his guard after that. Jordan, are you on a Darce here? David's giving you a little bit of trouble with this. He was doing good with that leg connection. I'm really trying to keep Mike's legs separated here so that the two of his legs together aren't getting aren't putting the power into that leg extraction he's trying to do to me. Good defensive roll. Never got locked up. The attempt was there. Okay. It was good. I mean, the having your leg twisted up a little bit will definitely shut that down, unfortunately. Relocate. Oh, and then this guard pass I was pretty happy about. This is just a simple one. Quick hip switch around Mike's legs. His knees are pointing really heavily in one direction. He tries to make a move on me, kind of kick my legs out or something. Maybe looking to regard. But once I feel that, notice the hip switch. And the key point here is watch my right leg. I point my knee in this direction or close to that direction to like scoop behind his legs as I switch my hips. It's not just like flailing your legs. It's not jumping and moving to the side. It's throwing his legs by with your legs. Like it's a really, really crucial part of a successful hip switch. And then from there, I can finish the pass and settle in. I stepped over his legs early because I could tell he was going to start trying to do some octopus guard shenanigans. Danny maintained a really good guard against Luke. That's pretty huge. Did David get a sweep here? Or do you just stand? Jordan sits. Okay. Yeah, kudos to Danny. I would just definitely advise a different back take approach. Cole, do you want me to fast forward this round? Not gonna, but offers on the table. Really trying to channel my inner Daniel here as Cole got to this position. I was trying to maintain top position and just kind of bear my weight down. And Andrew, I think you and I talked about that a little bit. What I just did to Cole's leg there, which I'm going to do again in a second. I think it was you had asked a question after class, maybe last week, about turtle escaping, right? And I had mentioned how one of my approaches, there's getting one knee in and using that knee to then like regard. Then the other approach is really when they're not controlling your shoulders well, it's turning up to, trying to get to turtle position. So you're getting out of north-south, turtling up, but then not really staying there and using this reach on the leg quickly down by the ankle, right? So reaching as far down as I can. I'm getting about to the calf. Ideally, I want to get down here. But notice I'm pulling Cole's leg out this way, and I'm going to straddle it. It's all to get this leg over. Once I get that leg over, I'm pretty good to go. I'm happy about this. Cole does a good job rolling me through here. He doesn't like just accept the position. But that's normally what I'm looking for with that. This little snap from Andrew, getting David to the ground. Good back take. I think what I love about it so much is it is a single arm against a single leg, and that's not a battle that the arm should win, but it works because you're completely using leverage. You're reaching all the way to the ankle, and you're working against rotational muscles instead of big ones like the quads, the hams, the glutes. It's not a battle on paper that you should win, but it works really well. Kind of just that description really matches this entire round with Cole right now. It's not a battle I should win because Cole's marginally bigger than me, but I own him here. Very subtle move, but I've just talked about it in a few different cases. Watch my hips here. It's a little hip shove in as Cole's trying to frame me away, just to get the frame displaced, and then I kind of scooch in and settle in and start trying to make his life miserable. She doesn't make easy. Josh shoving Danny away by the face. Cole, I don't know how much of this was like you being tired, you being loose, or you making mistakes, but just be careful with your elbow placement. I felt like I was getting your elbows isolated a little too easily, and I know that you can get them back fairly easily. Don't let yourself get there. It's just a waste of energy. And that was not that. I didn't say all that to sound like I'm making fun of you. I am surprised if I can get your elbows above your shoulder line. James, I love how you basically just talk in emojis in this chat. It's my favorite. But yeah, Cole, I was surprised how I was getting the elbows up a few times. So if you were just chilling, that's fine. Just make sure you're not making it a habit. Danny's last round with 2 good wrists. We'll have to look for it. Shit, hold on. How did Cole sweep me? That's what I was actually looking for. So I go high, looking for my S mount. Yeah, and he just sits out. Annoying. Yeah, 100%. Nice guard break from Danny. Showing you there's more than one way to standing guard break. I still would like to see him standing more upright. I hope you guys recognize the danger in reaching an arm back while you're hinged at your hips and your head is low. That this is not too far away, a few miles outside of Triangle City right now. But you're approaching city limits. So that's why I always tell you guys stand upright. You can do that same exact move in an upright posture. I wish he gripped up both legs there. What happened? Oh, interesting. I see. Danny getting clever with the knee bar. I didn't even see it at first. Honestly, this is just embarrassing for Josh. Sneaky, Danny. I know, you're the mayor of Triangle City, man. Speaking of Triangle City, that's right. I forgot I triangled Cole. And this was kind of a modified one. I'm not... Cole's got broad shoulders. I hate to admit it. But I really try to get that elbow across. Make my adjustment as best I can. And then you'll notice my hips go up. Like, I'm not in an ideal front triangle position here. Raising my hips up, I'm more side on than a standard front triangle. But then I also use my hands to pull the head deeper into this one, which I only advise doing that like if you need it absolutely to finish a triangle. You should do everything else first, and then you probably won't need to do that. Here, I needed to do that. So kind of grip up on Cole's head, start pulling him in tighter to the triangle. I'm able to get it. That's good. Did you train today? Because I did not. And I'm sure that probably helps your rib get better. Cooper, I swear to God, if you bring Cole a pair of Pit Vipers and not me, I'm going to be really upset at you. I don't care if they're knockoffs. I feel like knockoff Pit Vipers are even cooler than regular Pit Vipers. Oh, all right. Let's dissect this wrist shatter that I assume that's what happened here. All right, yeah, you give them to Cole. They probably fit Cole's head if they fit Sawyer. Sawyer didn't buy him. Sawyer doesn't have any money. So it looks like maybe Danny's I guess Danny's wrist is just like folded up in here, James. Is that? Since neither of them are here to discuss it, James, you're the expert on the situation. Yeah, I think Danny's wrist just got tangled up in there. I didn't realize he hurt his wrist so bad. He looks to be in agony. What was Josh setting up here? All right, so Danny making he knows the risk. It's a calculated risk. So it's kind of, again, triangle territory. This is getting more into omoplata territory. Also just kind of slamming Danny's head into the ground. Which is fun. Yeah, that sucks. I hope he's all right. I didn't realize it was that bad. Again, looking for S-mount, armbar on Cole, but he pops out here. Snap. Ben with the ice pack. Coming in clutch. Yeah, it's a shame. I hope he's good. All right, Ben and Mike. Nice takedown from Ben. Let's see if he can make something of it. All right, gets a guard pass. Andrew, a little bit different of a north-south escape, but this is similar to getting the one knee in like I was talking about. Mike is trying to get a knee in. He's trying to get the right knee in, but Ben is kind of denying it here by blading his body down. But you could see, you know, this knee, you only see Mike's foot, but that knee is trying to get underneath, and he's leading in that direction on the turn. Probably the closest example I can get you on this footage. I just want to see a takedown again, because I know Mike has been liking working from this position. He's got the kind of a overhook, no real whizzer pressure yet. Ben pulls the trigger faster though. Gets nice and loaded up. Like Mike is in, yeah, he's not getting out of this one because Ben's right underneath his hips. And then it looks like Ben trips with that penetration step leg, that right leg that's on the ground. He stands up and then throws that leg forward, trips Mike, and rolls up. That was sweet, man. So, for some reason, I did another round with David. I don't know why, but I just lay there. I was like, let me just Gary Tone in this round and try to survive a bad spot. And he actually taps me like 5 times. Sweet. Do you mean after this round? Oh, so for some reason I did. Okay, yeah, it must be after this round, obviously. I do something pretty cool here. I work a legs Kimura that I haven't hit from this position ever. So that was kind of interesting. Break it down in a second. Clear view of the finish. So typically when you guys see me do this move, it is from a position like this, but they typically reach for this leg between my legs. So instead of David's hand coming to here, it would kind of hook around here like he's trying to hold my leg. I would use that position to set up a rear crucifix, give some straight arm pressure, manipulating my legs to straighten his arm out, to make him transition from hooking, in this case, my right arm, to then turning down and hooking my left arm. Once I have that, if I can get my opponent to do that in that position, I'm going to get a Kimura. And I could really, really break their shoulder with this because it's my legs doing the break, not my arms. So instead, he hit me with this grip, which was strange. I like I said, I'd never set it up in this situation. But I dive. I'm like, all right, I just got to get his arm between my legs. I need his fingertips to come, between my feet here. So let me just dive my leg in and try to use my legs to peel his grip off, which I do here. You'll see me really, really trying to get that heel through. I get my right heel peeking up through. And then now I can't front roll because he's leg riding me here. So I just say, well, if I can't forward roll you over to get to that seated position, I'll just pull you over me and we can get to the same exact finishing spot. And it worked out perfectly. I had never seen this before, and I thought it was there. The last little finishing touch is making sure your opponent can't sit up. He asked what else he could do from here to give himself a fighting chance. I would, if I could, I'd point my knees in this direction and try to turn towards the Kimura. Remember, a Kimura on your back works when your arm is also like on the mat. So when you turn towards it, you can kind of take that pressure away. So I would turn towards it and try to find my leg here. Try to find this gap with your bottom side leg when you turn towards me. Grab your own thigh if you can. Try to disrupt my connection with the ground if you can, my seated position. This is a tough one to get out of because it's legs versus arms. But yeah, that was a cool little thing that popped up. I mean, maybe it's just this very second, Cole, but you do look pretty worn down by now. I'm surprised you take another round with David. Mike on a... Oh, he had a good trap triangle there. Oh yeah, this is how you'll normally see the move go. Right? They would roll over their shoulder, and then they land in that position where now my leg, or in this case, my arm is in a lot of trouble. David's the one doing it to me. Straight arm from Cole. Big roll through, but I think David denies it. Oh, briefly. So notice how I use the T Kimura position, or I use the thread of the Kimura to get to a T Kimura position, really with the intention of going to the back. So I lock my Kimura up. I'm not going to get it, but I can drive my shoulder down, slide out of that half guard, and now I can transition to the back. As soon as he gets his torso off the ground, I sneak my left leg in underneath him, and I can start to go on the attack. That's one I really like to use because I don't have to fight too hard to get my leg free. I kind of just give you the impression that I'm way off balance and you kind of let me go, and I just slide to a still very offensive position. Looking for a 3/4 armbar now. And he's doing a figure 4 grip defense, which... always kind of a pain. I have trouble with these a lot, but I'll talk to the grip break here in a second. Just throwing a few things at him to get this. So get my leg into position. What I have to do is get his left arm out of this. One way to do it is just take the leg off. Like he's take the cross-facing leg off, which I can feel okay about with this leg in place, just slipping that leg down, exposing this hand. In this case, I try to weave my shin over his forearm instead to put on some pressure. He takes his arm out to fight that on his own, and then now I make sure he can't hide it again under my leg. What I'm looking to do now, I really like this trick. I didn't even get to fully do it, but because of my leg connection, I feel okay about unhooking my arm from his arm. And I'm trying to tuck this hand into my pocket right here, into my right pocket. That way he can't stop me from grabbing and extending his other arm. Once I have that tucked in my pocket, I could go back to fighting for the arm I really care about. Here, he kind of just gets his hand away on his own, and I just take the opportunity to straighten it out. What did Cole do? Or what did Andrew do? So Andrew in mount. Go into a mounted triangle here. Nice adjustment, Andrew. Hell yeah, that was really nice. Been looking for the quick pass around Mike, but Mike is tracking closely. I'm looking for a last-minute Kimura. Andrew back on top. Yeah, Ben is chasing Mike down over there under the TV. Really, really good takedown work, Ben. I'm surprised Mike was even still rolling. I forgot that we got a second round, Andrew. That was nice. I remember that exchange. Big sprawl from Luke over here on the side. Hitting the anaconda roll on Ben. See if he could get that leg tied up. He's deep on this anaconda. Nice. That was very nice. So he rolls to tuck the arm, and then the wall's kind of in the way, but arrow's not very helpful. Typically going to use your legs to try to collect that arm and make sure you get the tap. How did you get down? Just a little snatch single. A moment with Senkaku Jime. Senkaku Jime. Just a triangle? I'm not sure what you're asking, Z-Boss. If I had a... you have a moment with Senkaku Jime. I've had plenty of moments with them. Not always good ones, but... Are you asking something in particular? Or do you want to see a triangle? Is that what you're asking? I have a feeling like there may be a... Is there a language barrier? What are we going on to here? I don't remember how any of this round goes, Andrew. I never said I was fluent in Japanese. I figured out Senkaku Jime. It's just the longer name for a triangle. Of course I train. I train right there. That's me. Do you train? Maybe judo if you use the full triangle name. Oh, Ben almost had a nice double. Yeah, that's tough. And now look at this connection Luke has over the hip. It was brief. I think on one of the streams you said you were. No, never said that. And I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth. You're 13 years old. Don't be disrespectful to your elders. Almost with the hip switch, Andrew. You probably just learned how to add 3 or so young. God, I wanted to hit at the Katagatame on you, man. That was a good well-timed bridge to get me off balance and get your elbow down. I appreciate Ben's efforts here. Despite being late in the round and the hour, he's still throwing on some shots against a bigger opponent. Look at all Pythagorean on me. I don't know what Z-Boss's story is. Big snap from Luke. Cole, I may have cut your last round with David out if you guys did it after this. This is the last round I have here. But I think this was it. Oh, Coop. Coop, you're setting yourself up for a rough week if you want to start giving Cole pop quizzes. And I will not be there to defend you. I mean, I'll be there to watch. I just won't defend you. I don't even know if he's in the chat anymore. I'm surprised Luke didn't do anything with that leg. I'm surprised he's willing to pick somebody up with a broken, quote-unquote, foot. I don't know. How did he get the leg, though? Pretty standard snatch single. Thank you, Andrew. Fun rounds this night, man. This was really great footage. There you go. Finally getting it down. Chasing down David. Getting the trip. What about Ben and Josh over there? They're just getting off the wall. Nice trip from Ben. That was really slick. Let's see if we could take a look at that. He shoots and then goes outside leg trip and drives through. Really hard to do if your opponent is not moving backwards. You have to get them moving backwards on that. Otherwise, you can get folded back and put in a really, really uncomfortable situation. Josh looking for the omoplata now. But Ben adjusting nicely to take that opportunity away. Meanwhile, Luke working from a 3/4 mount. Some heavy pressure on David's face here. And that helps him get the legs past. Tap maybe to some shoulder pressure, I'm guessing. Josh gets the arm extended. Can he get the sweep? Just about. Ben's able to slip the arm. And Luke behind again. With off an arm drag. Very nice. So I don't know if this would be possible for Luke right now. It probably would be. I mean, he would just have to leave he'd have to leave his left foot planted. But if you're going to pick somebody up, a great thing I like to see is using a knee to push into the thigh across their body. So if Luke did it here, he would take his right knee to the outside of David's right thigh and push it to the left as he brings David down to the mat. So it gets him turning 90 degrees. He can't step because his feet are beside him instead of underneath him, and he can put him down to the mat that way. Rather than just picking him up and kind of sort of putting him back down, hoping for an off balancing. It's a nice way to ensure a mat return. Ben still looking for those shots, really pushing himself. I feel like that's some junkyard dog rounds he's got in him right now. Josh taking the back to the high ball ride. He's got one hook in, gets the second one in. And Luke, meanwhile, going to a rear triangle and getting the arm attack. Very nice setup. Very standard setup. Gets the crossing leg up over the shoulder, holds the shin, flips the side, sets up his lock. And notice he keeps David's arm up above the shoulder line. And then now, let's see, he gets the straight arm, I think, from here. Oh, no, just looks like just kind of a triangle or some uncomfortable shoulder position. David starting right up the middle. Careful with that Kimura, man. Luke still looking for that Kimura. A whisper of it there. There it is. Now he's yelling about it. Good scramble at the end from Josh and Ben. And that wraps up the footage for the evening. Really, really good stuff. Great Saturday. Always good to have Josh back on the mats with us. Too bad he wasn't in chat tonight. I'm sure he would have had plenty to say, especially to you, Cooper. We are a week out from Hickory, Naga. Ben's going to be competing. Coop, I think you said you want to compete. We got a bunch of kids competing. Maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring. Peters might too. I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you guys are ready for that. Come out and support your squad. Thank you, Ben. You were looking fresh tonight, man. I really, really liked how hard you were going into those late rounds. It made me very happy. Train smart this week, Ben. Don't go nuts. We're avoiding injury. We're getting our body fresh. That's the most important thing. Doesn't matter. Maybe they'll throw some lighter guys up, you know. So you never know how it goes. Or you'll have a tough day and it'll suck and you'll learn. Either way, it's cool, man. Whether or not you sign up, you just let us know. Oh, great. It looks like my camera just died. You guys know the deal. Go trim your nails and do your laundry. Don't be stinky. All that fun stuff. And we'll see you guys back on the mats. Take it easy.